QB rankings from our main man, Pat Ruffino. Let's break it all down for you right now. Honorable mention, De'Ara King remains in that position. Didn't really play last week. We'll get on to it. Number 12, Benkert. He is unranked, 1 of 6 for 2 passing yards, but he could be a guy in the XFL to come, so keep an eye on him. We'll see Jawon Pass played. I haven't heard anything. Well, I think we had the San Antonio depth chart, but I haven't heard anything specifically about who's going to be the starter. Number 11, Kyle Sloter. Bye, Kyle. 6 of 12, 22 passing yards. Again, I was super high on Kyle Sloter coming into the season as basically my top 3 guy. And I mean, I don't think it's on him. I think it might be the play calling with the Renegades, and we'll get into picks later. But he is out now. Luis Perez, the Vipers, he was at number 5. He didn't play well, 13 of 20, 99 passing yards and 2 picks. And now Luis is with the Renegades. So we'll see how that transpires there. Drew Plitt, Arlington Renegades, was unranked. He's 9. Hey, he's going to be the starter right now until Luis gets geared up and going. He was 10 of 16, 163 passing yards, a touchdown and a pick. So he was a little bit better. But we also have Kevin Anderson waiting in the wings as a potential guy for the Arlington Renegades. We'll see what happens this week. Jawon Pass played this week. Remember with the injuries going on with the San Antonio Brahmas. He was 8 of 14, 57 passing yards. Supposedly Jawon Pass is like a raw guy that like a year or two out that you know they're really going to try to work with year after a year. So keep an eye on him. But that's how the head coach, Hines Ward, had talked about him. Number 7, Brett Hundley. He was previously unranked. 9 of 18, 120 passing yards and a touchdown. He looked better and kind of came off the bench and looked good. He should be the guy going forward, as much as I love Luis Perez, but I think Brett Hundley, you got to ride with Hundley. However, we'll get into a little bit how he might not be the starter this week. Jalen McClendon could be. Number 6, Quinton Dormandy. You want consistency? I thought about putting him in my DFS lineup. 24 of 44, 243 passing yards. No TDs, but no picks. And 5 rushes for 43 yards. I think Dormandy is a guy, and I think that Orlando Guardians should run with him for the rest of the season, in my opinion. Ben DiNucci was 4, dropped down to 5. 18 of 35, only 177 passing yards, but 2 touchdowns and a pick, and 6 rushing attempts for 43 yards. I'm a little worried about him. He's kind of up and down, Ben DiNucci, but he's probably one of the top passers in the league as far as DFS goes, to keep him in mind. This is a guy. This is interesting. Cole McDonald, number 4, Houston Roughnecks, previously was an honorable mention. 8 of 11, 194 yards and 1 touchdown, 6 rushes for 37 yards and a rushing TD. And as Pat Ruffino puts in his article, quarterback controversy. After 2 straight losses, McDonald has been solid. What is the deal? Could he be the starter over Brandon Silvers? Brandon Silvers was the MVP, but I guess Houston never really played anybody. Cole McDonald, I was there at the game. He looked good. He looked like a player. I think, do you start Cole McDonald this week? We'll have to kind of take a look at the depth charts, but we don't really know for certain. Brandon Silvers was ranked 2. Now he drops to 3, 10 of 17, 111 passing yards and a pick. He did not look well at all against the DC Defenders defense. We'll see what goes on with him, McDonald, but I mean, he went up against Greg Williams. Jordan Ta'amu, number 3, out to 2. I agree with this. 19 of 31, 245 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 rushing attempts for -5 yards. But he looked good. If you notice over the last 2 or 3 games, Jordan Ta'amu is throwing the ball more. He's kind of commanding the offense and kind of, you know, they were kind of having rough patches in the beginning, but now he looks to be the guy. So Ta'amu is a guy you need to keep an eye on. But again, the MVP right now, A.J. McCarron, 23 of 29, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He looked great this past week. So he could be the guy, and I assume as long as he wants, he will stay up there on the depth chart or on the list as number 1. So there you have it, the Week 7 QB rankings. Cole McDonald, Jordan Ta'amu move up. Silvers is down. Lots of question marks. What's going on with the Vipers? What's going on with Houston Roughnecks? And we'll have to find out all the fun this weekend.